Dragon Age Veilguard. More like Dragon Age Failguard. More like Dragon Age Woke Guard. More like Dragon Age DEI Guard. More like Dragon Age Sweet Baby Guard. More like Dragon Age
Sweet
Liberal
Baby Inc.
Agenda
actually
Guard.
ever get proven to do anything of substance?
More like Dragon Age Women.
Women.
Yeah, most of the characters.
Love wins.
Women. What is this? In Interstellar? Love wins.
Love wins.
Love wins.
Add a label.
That took me a second to figure out what the fuck you were saying.
Mine is the only one that isn't capitalized.
So is it capitalized?
That's because you're a lowercase Pokemon.
Oh.
Did you actually just uncapitalize his name?
No, it hasn't been
No,
capitalized
it's been
this whole
lower.
time.
Oh.
Pokemon.
Have you guys been enjoying games of the woke variety lately?
I don't know if I've played any woke games recently. It's all just been shooters. Mostly.
Depends on the shooter. You could classify the finals because you don't choose your gender, you choose a body type, and you can change it anytime.
Yeah, I bet it's on that list.
You can
even choose
gender.
Is it gender or is it body type?
It's both.
It's body type because you can switch heads too.
It's both.
Oh yeah, because your head decides your gender.
Yeah,
you don't ever actually choose your gender. You just choose a head.
Yes.
The thing is just being able to do that and having it labeled body types for any part of it gets it added to the woke list.
What?
For a lot of games, yeah.
You've heard about the woke
Elden Ring is on the woke list because you don't choose a
I've heard
gender,
the list, but I don't know most of the reasons why a game would be considered woke.
No, it's funny. Their reasoning gets so funny. I think one of the Red Deads is on there because there are women that like sass you.
Well, you know.
No, his reasoning's terrible, and it's like he's like Fallout New Vegas is woke because strong women exist in Fallout New Vegas, and then someone looks at it and goes, "That's the only reason."
That's I was going to say. There's literally gay characters. Arcade Gannon is a gay character.
Also, it's an entire critique on monopolies and capitalism.
Oh yeah, the part of the whole point of Fallout New Vegas is that everybody is wrong.
That's the thing. Is like if. Are games on that list considered woke because of politics? Because like
in a lot of cases it seems to be primarily culture war.
Because so many games are about politics.
I was going to say it seems to be primarily culture war shit. You know what I mean?
Because if we go that way, then the finals would make more sense then. Because it's about the outside world being so fucked up that people have to make money in game shows via VR.
Yeah, that's fair. I have to ask, lore-wise, when you die in the finals, do you feel that shit? Is it like like haptic and everything?
I would consider probably if you had haptic, but just like in even Ready Player One, not everyone can afford that shit.
Oh, okay.
It's just VR, so like if you have it, you would. If not, no.
Okay, so I was picturing like a Sword Art Online type situation. As trash as that anime is, I was picturing that kind of situation where you kind of feel that shit and actually die.
No, this is
die in the game, you die
not
for real.
Bruce Willis's surrogates. This is not that.
What a fucking obscure reference!
It's literally on my desktop computer right now. I haven't put my movies on my shelf yet, so on top of my tower is a stack of movies. And
I'm picturing it going like half the way up to your ceiling.
You're pretty close. It's like 20 steel books and then a bunch of other movies.
You watch a lot of movies.
I'm kind of a movie guy. It's something I talk about. Yeah. I can't
a movie guy.
I can't really speak ill on that because I have a cupboard that is full to the brim with Magic cards.
Cupboard.
Like, yeah, whole cupboard.
I only buy movies that I really like. So a lot of the movies I own is a weird list because it's like movies I actually think are like really good, and then there's Bruce Willis's Surrogates that I just like. It's not good, but I like it. Same with Speed Racer and Tron and Battle Los Angeles and the Battleship movie. These are all trash. I love them.
Well, yeah. I honestly don't think I really enjoy that many movies that aren't like 20 years old at this point.
Remember, 20 years old is 2004 now.
Yeah.
God damn it, you're right. Because like a lot of movies that I remember really liking are from like the 90s.
So you'd say 30 years old for
Yeah.
So like 30 years old now.
All the movies you like are older than you.
Yeah, that's true. Well, it comes from being raised by old people.
I mean,
You like them westerns?
Yeah,
No.
that's how mine is. My grandpa just watches grit TV.
My
The man
parents
with no
and I
name
would watch
is on
fucking
for the
Ghost
10th
Rider.
time.
Grandpa watches Gunsmoke.
Actually, no. Fuck, Ghost Rider is technically a western. My dad, despite not being like a rock guy, he's more of a country guy. Did learn how to play that song
more
on
of a
guitar
granite
just
guy.
because.
I prefer
Or
minerals.
a liquid guy.
I'm more of a gas man.
Plasma.
Gas woman myself. My bad. I misgendered
Wow,
myself.
you just misgendered yourself.
I could kill
Damn.
myself now.
Yeah, I got a lot of movies. I have an entire shelf of shark movies.
How many of them are Sharknado?
6. There are 6 of them.
I love that you had the numbers so fast.
I didn't even look. I just know there's 6 of them. The fourth
That makes
one
me
is
think
a
of
Star
the
Wars
Space
reference.
Jam DVD meme. Dude, he has like a stack of Space Jam.
It's 1, 2, 3. The Fourth Awakens, Global Swarming, and the last one.
I still
Is it
miss
called the last one?
The last one, or something like that. Hold on, let me check.
I still miss the days of the Walmart like throwaway bin that has all the movies in it.
Where do you think
And
half
all
of
of
these
them are
came
like-
from?
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah, and all of them are hot garbage or just really old. I miss that shit, man.
Oh,
I
sorry.
miss that.
The 6th one is called The Last Sharknado. It's about time.
It's about time.
But yeah,
Is the movie about time though?
It's a time travel movie. You are correct.
Fucking, I knew it. That's a.
You are correct.
On Halloween, I rewatched the Five Nights at Freddy's movie.
I'm surprised you
The
didn't
shit's
recognize
gas.
the 4th one was a Star Wars reference. And even the poster and the cover is a Star Wars reference.
No.
I used
It's
to be
called
into
The
Star Wars.
Fourth Awakens.
No.
Sharknado, The Fourth Awakens.
I used to be into Star Wars, but I kind of like just didn't stick with it as I got older.
Boy, here we go. Do I get points for talking about Star Wars?
I didn't set up fancy words.
Oh.
I forgot.
I like your magic words.
I need to come up with some real quick.
I got the notification that you went live on my phone, by the way.
And then I immediately stopped going live, and in my chat just says wrong, lies. I did it again, folks. I did it again.
You monster.
You monster. Why is
How
card
could you?
tags? Oh well, it's fine. So what? Yeah, shark movies. What has everyone?
Shark
played? Let's-
movies, okay.
Shark movies.
Oh,
Fancy, what have you been playing?
Funny you should bring up Dragon Age.
More like wagon woke.
I've been playing that Dragon Age. I've been playing Call of Duty, Shoot a Man. Fortnite. And that's about it, I think. And the podcast game.
Eelayne,
But
what have
that's
you been
given.
playing?
I've been playing Veilguard. I've gone back to Skyrim. My
No.
abusive ex
More
has
like
called me again.
DEI
I've gone back
guard.
to it. I've been playing Blade and Sorcery, Persona 5, Dragon's Dogma 2. It's been a time. I play a lot of RPGs.
What does the character?
Oh, the Monster Hunter Wilds beta. I also played that.
Veilguard, the one who what the part that everyone's saying is the woke part.
There's a few
There's a
parts that
lot.
everybody's
Yeah,
getting
but
mad at for
The one
being
that
woke.
everyone like put laugh tracks over and stuff.
I don't know.
I'm trying to remember what the
Was it the
character
character?
identified as.
Was the character like? Was that the non-binary character?
Yeah,
'Cause
the
I haven't actually
non-binary
gotten
one.
to that part yet.
You know, I'm something of a non-binary myself. That's what I was trying to set up, but then I forgot what they called themselves.
I think the wildest part.
But they haven't done that yet, so I don't know.
I think the wildest part to me, though, thinking about that whole thing, is like everybody laughing about that and calling this game like woke garbage, as if Dragon Age Inquisition didn't have a trans mask character who you could talk to and would explain what being trans mask means in a very like normal and polite way. Krem was cool, man.
What's going on in that?
And like Dragon Age Veilguard is proof that gamers have like zero like knowledge of any game that they didn't actively play.
This is going to be a game that I'm going to have to watch a playthrough or something just to get an idea of the writing, because people that I usually trust even are joking about it. They say it's badly written. I'm going to have to give it a look.
I don't think it's bad. It's pretty much what I expected from Dragon Age, you know.
So I'm expecting it to be bad. Most games are written bad. I'm just going to say it. Most games are.
I mean, Dragon Age is very character driven. The characters are usually written very well. The overall world is written okay. There's a lot of like ambiguity to it. Most of what I can say about Dragon Age is that the visual storytelling is top notch. I would actually, if you are going to look up a playthrough of Veilguard, I might recommend looking up playthroughs of previous Dragon Age games first. I think returning, like, learning more about the world will help you understand what is going on.
You gotta start it.
You don't have to start all the way at the beginning, just at Inquisition at least.
Hey, Wulfryk.
Yeah.
What have you been playing?
I've been playing Dragon Age.
More like sorry.
I've also played Portal and about half of Half-Life 1. Web fishing. So much web fishing.
I still need to play that with you.
I've got 12 hours in it already.
Then this is their next snail sim.
I'm not done with Snail Sim. You don't understand. I've got one achievement that's just out of reach. I'm working my way towards it.
Double down.
Yeah, I just got to keep tripling down. I played Halo Infinite for a second. They've got a new like elite themed thing. I'm mad that elites aren't just playable, but at least I got armor that is made by elites for humans to wear so that they can work with them. That's kind of cool. I think that pretty much covers all the games I played.
I think I tuned out somewhere.
Oh?
Because something changed in the game you were explaining, but I didn't catch the game. So
What?
I was like, oh, really? Fishing with elite armor, huh?
Oh,
Yeah. No, actually, speaking of web fishing, they just got a patch today. And this patch, you know what it added?
Huh.
more hats.
Non-binary representation.
Woke.
I can have an NB shirt now.
Woke.
They also added straight people
Sweet
representation.
Baby helped make this game.
You can get a title that just gives you the title straight under your name. It costs $9,999 in the game, though.
This is why AAA games are failing. All this woke agenda.
The woke mind virus?
The woke mind virus. We'll see who cancels who.
Gods. It's so upsetting thinking about Jordan Peterson being emboldened in recent time.
Yeah.
Man, I was hoping that guy would just kind of die in obscurity. He is an old man after all.
He's got
Well, obscurity's the wrong word. He's not obscure, but he is fringe. I hate that man so much.
Cringe.
Mostly because he's very stupid.
I've got to play some more Splitgate 2. I was part of the private preview. Really liking how that game is shaping up. The finals, of course. Fortnite.
Sorry for that little rant, by the way.
It's fine. The Fortnite season 2 remix got me back in. The last season sucked. We barely played. I'm already done with the battle pass, and this is day 4 of it being out. So that's cool.
You barely played. I completed the battle pass.
I got to like page 2. I've been playing Forgive Me Father 2, which recently was released. Spectre Divide, I'm still hoping that game pulls through. And Pokemon TCG Pocket. That's the new mobile game I've picked up. Another new mobile game that I will play until it says, nope, no more progression. You have to buy. And I'll go, nope, and then I'll never play again. It happened with Asphalt Unite. It happened with Pokemon Go. I don't spend money in these games. At least Call of Duty Mobile, like, because it's Call of Duty, you legit just forever can play Team Deathmatch. But all these other games are set up like, no, it's progression is now slowed way down. You better buy. And I'm like, or get off my phone. And I just delete it. I would still play Pokemon Go if they didn't say, it's actually impossible to collect them all without buying in some backpack upgrades. Tee-hee. To which I said, fuck you, and I deleted it.
I'll be honest. I unironically still think that mobile games are trash and will not play them.
Like I said, at least Call of Duty Mobile, because it's like an actual Call of Duty experience, you can just play Call of Duty.
The game has to literally suck my penis if I want to play it. You know?
I think that's all of them. I think that's all the games I've been playing. Yeah. Splitgate 2 is good. I hope that game is good when it comes out. It's so different from the first, but it's good.
Does it still have portals?
Yes. But it's not a Halo-like anymore. It is a 4v4 hero shooter.
You almost started to describe the finals again.
I did. Well, I said 3v3 because even though it's a 4v4, 2 teams of 4, there's only 3 characters. So at best, there's always going to be a character who's been chosen twice. It's weird.
That is kind of weird.
Yeah. So there's 3 characters. You can. Oh, it's woke. You can choose the gender.
Is it gender or is it body type? Because they don't have an issue with gender. It's just body type.
It's actually neither. It's just named different, and that one is skinnier and has boobs. So it's like Bolt and Jolt, and one of them is skinnier and has boobs.
I'm actually on that topic. I just remembered. You can. I'm pretty sure. I think it was body type in Monster Hunter Wilds, and they didn't seem to have an issue with that one because that game was gas. The game is so good.
Wouldn't know. Didn't play it.
Yeah, because you were too lazy to go to their website for a beta.
Just put. It's so easy. It's so easy to make me barely have to leave Steam.
Yeah, you only had to leave Steam for one website.
or you could just have a button on Steam.
Possibly. I saw someone talking about it, and you can apply for beta access to it from the Steam page.
Now,
Damn.
see, you should have told me this.
Well, I didn't
we
know
didn't
that
know.
because I didn't have it on Steam.
Damn.
Yeah, we were all Chads playing it on PS5.
don't
I
have
was making a
PS5.
I was gonna
suggestion.
say, all you have
It's
to
your
do is
fault
go
you
to the
didn't look.
PlayStation Store on there.
My PlayStation 3
Yeah.
is plugged in. What do you want from me? I'm set up to play Haze.
There are levels. There are levels of laziness that I did not think possible before meeting you.
I don't have a PS5. Do I own a PS4? I own 2 of them. They're not plugged in. The PS3 is. Mainly for the podcast, because they're a lot harder to emulate. So I just have a PS3 ready to go for the podcast.
Well, just glad that last week's game you could play on Steam. Just be glad about that. Also came out in 2004.
Oh shit! You know what time it is?
The news.
It's the news.
It's the news.
Get Sorry. It's time for the news.
It's time. Oh no, my nudes leaked.
That's a stretch.
Listen, I'm trying. I don't see you fucking trying.
Well, you know,
I need to get the wheel.
the world is
Magical
crumbling
wheel of
out down
Pickery.
around me. I can only try so hard.
The magical wheel of Pickery. I summon thee. What's your body type?
I'm more of a body type B girly myself.
We'll do DEFW. Spin.
What?
Does see Eelayne fancy Wulfryk? DEFW?
Wait, is this to say who announces their news first? Or
Yeah,
who...
it's just who's going first, and then I go from
Oh.
there. From there, I just go clockwise. I just do it to start. Wulfryk.
Yo,
What's your
the wheel
news?
it be loving me. The title of my news is Monster Hunter Wilds players keep making Final Fantasy Yoshi P in the beta character creator, and he's not totally happy about it.
Monster Hunter Yoshi. That's what I'm writing.
The weird thing is I feel like I get the entire gist of this article already.
It's actually really funny
My news.
and short.
Call of Duty fans are fucking pathetic liars.
Oh my god, it's gonna call them out, all of them.
Listen. It's just true.
I'm just picturing that meme of the dude with a really long chin putting his hand on my shoulder as you say, listen.
Eelayne, what's your news?
Veilguard breaks records for EA and BioWare.
Dragon Age Records. And fancy. Last as usual. What's your news?
Yeah. Mhm. Thanks for noticing.
You're welcome.
It needs to be game related. Okay.
You could go with
I'm
all the
sorry,
Concord
but
news.
the current
What?
news of the day.
You could go with all the Concord news.
No, I have with what?
All the Concord news?
Oh yeah. Just
yeah.
just write it down as Sony.
Sony. All right. A lot of Sony news. We got it. I can help you
I
with
don't
that.
wanna
That
hear
was
all
my
of the
second
things
one.
I had down. It's just
Yeah.
the other
I
one
can
I
help
had
you
was
with the
also
Concord
funny.
stuff because I have a bunch of it written down. That was my second option, so I can peek into that one. All right, spin. Oh. Call of Duty fans are pathetic liars. Let me tell you about it.
You win your own wheel. How do you feel?
The wheel finally latched onto my cock for once.
It did this to you, last week
Do
or
you
last
want me to
time.
fucking spin then?
No,
I mean,
wait,
just,
wait,
it could be
do it.
a little
I'm
big.
just saying,
fucking
if
do
anybody was gonna rig the game, it would be the guy who owns the game.
What
you
do
know?
I have?
I'm joking.
What I don't. My points mean nothing because my points will be fucking disappeared. Because I'm the fucking main host who's in charge of the points, so my points mean nothing. What do I gain from this?
Can we give you 5 points?
Yes, I'll take it. I'm still last.
I love that we're giving you 5 points on top of the points that you're already getting from the wheel.
Yeah, I'm still last with these 6 points I just got. I'm still last by a good.
Who's in first again?
Wulfryk.
It's Love, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't look at me like that.
I'm gonna
all
shank
looking
you
at you
for
that
your
way.
points at 2 Brutus.
So mine has to
Oh.
kind of go somewhat similar route as Eelayne's. Up to Call of Duty Black Ops 6's release, everyone was saying, we don't like this, we don't like that, we don't like skill-based matchmaking, we don't like how internet is required for the story, we all of these things, we don't like how the
Valid
shop,
complaints, actually.
we don't like how the shop is being reset when you could have gone more free-to-play model and just let us keep reusing things, just like is already possible in Warzone. Just let us keep using things in every game. Right? All of these things are, I think, pretty valid. A lot of them are the same ones. I think they recently added the ability to buy better hearing.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, so you
That's
like Dolby Atmos. It's
No?
not
Yeah.
it's not Dolby Atmos, but it's a similar one where if you can pay to have better driver control in your headphones.
Basically, it's pay to win sound.
Yes.
Yeah, I was about to say, that actually
Footsteps.
is literally pay to win for somebody like me, because I usually in games where I'm like, it's super reflex based,
Yeah.
I have my audio turned up all the way because I can hear better than I can see. That's how Siege was for me. If you remember, I did my best when I had you guys muted.
Anyway, so lots of reasons that everyone was like, we're boycotting this one.
It still smashed records, didn't it?
It fucking did. You're all pathetic
Yeah.
liars. You all went back. Am
They
I
went
the
back on their
only one
principles.
who's Wulfryk? We're the only two.
Yeah.
We're
it's just
alone
us.
that actually just didn't get this game.
It's because we have principles.
Yeah, we
We
did.
stand on business.
Hold on. What was the time period? Like how Black Ops is bestseller.
Unlike most gamers, we're ideologically consistent. Don't then take this and clip it and then clip something where I said literally the opposite of something I said previously. Don't do it. It's probably very easy to do that.
Yeah, so apparently it's already sold five what is it? It's
So
I already
big number
big number.
starts with a 5.
Yes, I'm sure I need to get the correct amount of zeros though. 500 million copies.
God damn.
This
A lot of
is here would you like to know a fun metric as reported by GameSpot? That is more than GTA the series has sold in its lifetime.
More than GTA 5?
More than the series. It's
Jeez,
ahead of the
damn.
430 million lifetime sales of GTA games.
Wait, Call of Duty?
Yeah, this Call of
specific
Duty.
one.
We're gonna boycott it. Literally sold more than every GTA game ever.
It
Combined.
sold more than literal hotcakes.
Come on, you liars. Fucking, I'm never believing any of you again. Fucking, god damn it.
Yeah,
anyway,
that's actually
Wulfryk and I are cooler than you because we don't have it.
Yeah.
I also don't have it, but I was never going to get it. Call of Duty is one of those games where it's like, I at this point just have fun with World War II, maybe every once in a while. Have fun with World War II sounds like a really awful thing to say outside of the context of Call of Duty, you know?
Now, I am going to give a little context to this number on why it got so big. It's in Game Pass. Which means if you pay for Game Pass, it's free. Well, if you have like the second most expensive tier, because now they have the stupid tiers that I don't actually remember off the top of my head. But if you pay enough to get the tiers that include new games, it's technically free because you're paying for the service, and therefore any game you download's free, I guess, whatever. But still, even if it's free, a boycott's a boycott, people. You're supposed to not touch it. You're supposed... You don't just... I'm boycotting. Oh, it's free. That's not how a boycott works.
It makes me think of like the people. It makes me think of like the people who use what's the word? The people who use strikes and picketing as like a business venture to like get hired there. It's like, sure, yeah, you might get higher prices when you do that, but like in the long run, it's gonna suck for you. You know that, right? Like you're making a very short-sighted decision here.
It just on PlayStation and Steam, not counting Xbox, sales were 60% more than Modern Warfare 3.
Jeez.
It's just insane. This game is just blew the fuck up. And it's like, what are we doing? What happened to the boycott? What happened with Activision bad, Call of Duty bad, don't buy it? What happened?
Yeah.
God, fuck. Anyway.
You monsters.
Anyway, revert back to my headline. Call of Duty players are filthy fucking liars. Or sorry, I said pathetic liars. Sorry, let me get
the weirdest thing I could think of is the odds that this isn't even like the core fan base returning. It's like literally like also new people too.
Well,
because it has to be, right?
Well, that's the thing, because it broke records and it's free. Yes. But even people that I follow who are like, I'm boycotting, they're like, I've already got 3 gold guns. Like, the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, you were boycotting. What are you doing? You can't boycott and buy the game. What are you talking about?
Oh my god, it's just terrible.
Maybe they thought it meant specifically putting money towards it or something.
Yeah, no, but
that's not how boycott works. Because
I know that's not how boycotting works, but maybe that's what they think.
If anyone listening to this thought that the boycott meant don't buy it, but then you got it for free, quote unquote, with Xbox Game Pass, so you thought that was okay, that is still technically you buying it. That goes down onto the sales numbers, as we are talking about now.
I will put this into perspective. I've been boycotting Nestle pretty much my entire life. Or maybe not my entire life, but like since the CEO said that like water should never be a right, that all water should be bought and sold, I have not bought a Nestle product in 10 years. I have not consumed Nestle in any capacity.
You haven't sucked down any Nestle
years. I have not consumed a Nestle product in years. It's been almost a decade.
So are you talking about just like straight up branded things, or all of their sub things that you don't know they own?
All of their sub things too.
Okay. I was going to say, I try my best, but sometimes they just have the better version of the thing.
I will just go out of my way to get great value. If I see it, if it's Nestle or great value, I will get great value.
It depends on.
But I also don't consume a lot of chocolate, to be fair. And chocolate is the main thing. Chocolate and like water. Yeah. I drink tap water. I mean, my family has decent water where I live. It's not leaded, so yeah, that's pretty much the bar for good in America. Is if there's no lead in it, you have good water.
Water is unleaded, like my gas.
We have a deal with a local company that we buy water from in big jugs, in the 5-gallon jugs for our water cooler.
Yeah, the same one we had up here that they bought.
They use that same company. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they bring pallets in, and they set aside a pallet for us. We pay them for it.
I will say the only exception to this might literally be if I didn't know it was a Nestle product. That's kind of the only exception to this.
That's where I am. They have so many sub brands. Unfortunately, it's kind of hard to know. I try my best.
Sometimes you don't know, and that might be like a shitty thing
Are
that
my
you kind of find
signature
out.
are my signature select gummy sharks Nestle? I don't know. Maybe. I don't know.
But yeah, fuck Nestle. Actual demon company.
All right, so it was mine. So now we're gonna go clockwise and talk about the rest of the news. So Eelayne, Dragon Age records.
Yeah, Dragon Age, the Veilguard, at the time, so I'm mostly going to be parroting an article here from Games Hub. At the 4th of November, Veilguard was the third bestseller on Steam with a concurrent PC player count of 74,000.
Yeah, but that's less than like a lot of other games. Don't you know it's a dead game now?
That's slightly less than its 24-hour peak of 89,000. Worth noting, as they also point out, the highest BioWare player peak before this was 59,000 with Mass Effect a Legendary Edition. It was almost 60k because it was like 59.8. So like it's also worth noting this isn't even talking about the PlayStation or Xbox sales. We have no idea on those. I actually kind of wish PlayStation would have like a player count thing that you could look at for games. That'd be kind of nice.
Nah.
I think
that
it's
would be
cool.
giving away data that they could be selling.
Well, that's fair. They keep it tight to their chest so that they can sell it to investors, I guess. Despite Steam just giving that shit away for free and making it better for everybody.
Which I love, because that means there's a really good chance that if you have a game on PlayStation, you have to buy your own stats.
That's fair, yeah. You can look at your own like hours, but yeah.
Why do indie game developers not know how much their game sold on PlayStation? Probably because they had to buy that shit.
According to this article, the Veilguard has apparently now broken records for EA, and is the company's most popular single player game, just overall, like just actually overall. It falls just below The Sims 4's peak of 96,000 players.
Sims 4, the game that they refuse to replace.
Was there never a Sims after that?
No, Sims 4 is still the current one. Its 10-year anniversary is this year. It was released in 2014. And the EA themselves have said, no, we're just going to keep updating this one.
The thing that makes me...
Despite fans at this point going like, okay, but all of your add-ons have broken it more and more. And they basically are going, yeah, but we're going to keep updating this one. So people are upset.
The big thing I think with Veilguard is very funny to me, which is the amount of hatred you would see if you open Twitter for this game, and the amount of players just kind of loving it. It's very positive on Steam from what I remember. In fact, I'll even double check this right now and look it up on the store page.
I'll go to Twitter and see how long it takes me to see something about Veilguard.
Mostly positive. Out of all reviews, 73% of the reviews are positive. People like this game. And it's not hard to see why. It's one of the first Dragon Age games with an actual active battle system. Most of Dragon Age, because Dragon Age, worth noting, is a CRPG, which means that it is a computer RPG from its roots. The original game, the battle system is you click and you might hit 1 through 9 on your keyboard to activate an ability. And the other Dragon Age games, just like that. So, like, the game was never very fun, like, when it came to the battle system, outside of, like, trying to be tactical with your ability usage, which has its merits. But I feel like when I look at tactical... Sorry, I got the hiccups. Tactical games that I want to play as CRPGs, I was always more of a fan of Divinity Original Sin 2 or Baldur's Gate 3. And I think Love might remember me saying this. I said this where I was like, Dragon Age could either go down the route of Baldur's Gate and become turn-based, or go active battle, but I don't think people would enjoy Inquisition-type gameplay in, like, the coming years. And I think I was a little right, and I think they made the right call going to more of an active battle system. It's a lot more engaging with the combat.
Yo, breaking news. Breaking news. This is very important. We got a hit tweet from Hideo Kojima.
Uh-oh.
All he said was good morning. And you know what he's listening to? The vinyl soundtrack to Cyberpunk Edge Runners.
Dude, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Based as hell.
It's the same copy I own. I have that vinyl. It's so good. Anyway, I've lost count at 60. I'm not actually seeing anything about Veilguard right now on my Twitter account. Would you believe that it's mostly people freaking out about the election? Would you?
Oh boy,
there was kind of a little bit more important of a thing that happened recently.
Oh my god! I just found something about Dragon Age. It's from Kotaku.
Kotaku.
Kotaku. That's a better name.
I remember my Twitter was like a cesspit of people saying that this game was going to be woke DEI garbage.
So was mine, which is why I was like, surely I'll find one. But no, it's been replaced with the election.
Yeah, everything's about the election now, and I get it. You know,
Kotaku.
Everybody's upset. Literally everybody.
Theirs isn't anything bad. It's just an actual, article they wrote.
Yeah.
I'm seeing more about Metal Gear Solid 3 remastered. Excuse me.
Apparently, a good fifth, according to this article, a good fifth of the reviews that are like a lot of the reviews that are negative, the culture war conversations seem to be in the minority. So, eat shit, chuds, I guess. Oh.
Anyway, Fancy.
Mm.
Tell us about Sony. This one I can help you with a bunch of the Concord stuff.
Sony made an oopsie.
Oh yeah?
Uh-oh.
They shut down the studio behind Concord.
Wait, they completely shut them down?
Yeah, the game's not coming back out.
Nope.
Well, I didn't figure the game was coming back out.
Well, that's they said they were
kind of what people thought, is that maybe they took it down to revamp it or make it free to play or something like that. But
so they said they were going to try to do it, but then they didn't.
The weird thing with Concord, right, is everyone agrees the animation's good, the gameplay solid.
Yep.
It was just
pretty good.
The design aspects of a lot of it were just not there, and also it was a paid game in a market where pretty much every other game of its type is free to play.
Yes.
Can I also say something about Concord? I saw no advertisement for this game. None. I didn't even see people seething about it on Twitter until it came out already. There was nothing I heard about this game until it was already out. So either I missed all the marketing or there just wasn't that much.
Yeah, I didn't even realize the game had come out until people were like, this is how you make the characters look good. And then they took one of the heavy characters and just, gave her big old boobs and made her whiter. And I'm like, oh, you're one of those people.
To technical stuff
Discord.
So what does?
Look at technical stuff in the Discord. Just
You know, the weirdest part is there's some parts of this design I don't mind.
That's the thing. No, I agree. All the designs are fine. They need to hire people who actually know color theory.
Yeah.
Please, for the love of God.
Yeah. The colors are the thing that's bothering me the most. The spines, this guy has spines instead of hair. The spines on the arm look cool as fuck, actually.
Yeah.
It's the spine beard, I think, looks a little weird. And the fact that he's wearing he has bluish skin and he's also wearing a blue shirt with a pink vest. Is it? Yeah. I just think that the color theory is a little off. Yeah. They could make that design work.
It's far too bright. There's far too many different colors going on. I think Pirate Software did a review on all these, and
he did a whole thing talking about it, and it's
Thor's really cool.
They do go outside like the color, like generally speaking, in color theory, you want a character to have a maximum of 5 colors.
Yeah.
That is the far end of it. 3 colors is usually the happy spot.
His best is pink with pink paint spots with purple paint spots with a blue.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, you're right. There are like spots on it too.
Yeah, it's like it's dirty. It's like this. There's just too much going on this.
And he's also got like military green belts that don't really fit in with his very bright color palette.
Oh, now you gotta put an image on the screen.
I like his smug fucking face. I like
He
his
reminds
necklace
me-
that is like the Call of Duty perk signal.
You know what's weird
the,
about the hair? I think the
McCree
hair
copy
could've-
in the game.
Huh?
He's the McCree copy in the game.
Ah. I think something funny about the hair is like, because the hair bothers me, I feel like it would be better if it was bigger, actually.
He looks
Little
like
puffed makes me think of like oh, what's their name?
he looks like a silly Yondu.
I was just about to say, look at him, look at him, and then thinking, I was like just about to say it. Look at him, and thinking of saying, "I'm Mary Poppins, y'all."
So speaking of conquered characters, I have 2 little things because, and I know I'm hijacking a little bit. I'm
Oh, no,
sorry.
it's fine. There's a lot of Concord news. I have some saved as well. We'll just make this the Concord section.
I'm gonna share that image and then one other. Where is the other one saved to? Where'd it go? So this is the first image I'm sending is one of the characters and the way someone attempted to redesign her.
Oh,
There is like no these are not the same character.
So
They've like removed everything about this character and then just completely changed her.
I like the idea behind her character, but again, her colors are weird, and
Her colors are weird and her proportions are a little
Kane.
off. I will admit that.
her shape language is
Kane,
shapely. Yeah.
the armor that this character's wearing, that is the green foam on the inside of your fursuit. If you take all the fur off of your fursuit, this is
Oh,
what it
yeah,
would
it
look
is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the thing is there is some serious merit to having all of her armor be curved like that. Curved plating and other forms of angled plating make it a much higher chance that, you know,
A bullet
physical
bounced right off.
bullets will deflect rather than
Yeah.
pierce.
Doesn't it also make it
I
harder
said
to
bounce.
dent?
That's the wrong
physically?
word, but yeah.
Doesn't it make it harder to what?
Dent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That too, yeah.
Cod pieces. Unbendable.
So my main problem is she doesn't have a lot of great defining color. Like all the colors just kind of mix
What do
wherever
you
they feel
mean?
like it.
She's wearing dark blue lipstick.
mm-hmm.
That's the color.
Yeah.
I like the little red flag.
Oh, I didn't notice the little red flag before.
Yeah. Like there's a good
You know what?
concept there.
You know something that bothers me? Her helmet is a different shade of green than the rest of her armor.
Yes.
That actually bothers me a lot.
Again, it comes down to a color theory thing. Here is one other character that I have to point out. I like the idea of this character. The problem is he is supposed to be a support character and he does not read very clearly as that.
He reads as like a speedster almost.
Yeah.
Like the goggles, he has like Tracer vibes. He's got like thick Tracer
genuinely,
vibes.
all I think he needs, make his coat white and his gloves green.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Immediately
actually.
you're like, those are the colors of medical scrubs. Got it. You're a doctor.
You know what? That's actually a really good point. That actually does change a lot if you
Yeah.
just like.
You know what I would do?
Huh.
I would give everyone that little red flag, but on everyone, it's
It's,
like,
like, hidden
this one.
somewhere.
This one would have the completely illegal cross on it.
Oh no.
Are you talking about like the? Are you talking about like the what's it called? The medical cross, like the snake around it.
No, the
No, the
Caduceus.
Red Cross.
No, we're talking about the Red Cross.
Oh, the Red Cross.
That's straight up illegal.
Yeah.
yeah. If you actually want to
Yeah.
use it, you need to make the cross green.
Also, does the tank lady have little CO2 canisters just kind of dangling on her belt?
Yes.
Maybe.
Those kind of do look like that. Yeah, that's a fucking hazard.
I need to know how they thought this was a redesign of this character. What do they have in common besides black?
yeah, that's true. They
I
really
mean,
have
the
nothing in
redesign
common.
is wearing green, and they're both using a big gun.
One of
Yeah.
them is
You have to
wearing
believe
the
that that's
helmet
AI.
of a fucking. Power
It looks like
Ranger.
Judge Dredd.
Yeah,
It kind of does.
The helmet looks like
yeah.
Judge
It looks
Dredd.
more like Judge Dredd than it looks like her. It is the helmet though. It's completely the
Where'd
helmet.
the silver limbs come from? And like,
Again,
Yeah,
Her boots have heels now too.
yeah. I don't get this redesign at all. She also doesn't read as a tank. Yeah. But the other
She's
character
like-
very.
she's like the Eminem, guys.
well, oh no, well,
Yes,
that-
that's
that
what they
makes
should have
sense.
done to
The
make this
opposite?
character sexier. Is it
Yeah.
remove all the armor, replace it with a green M&M suit?
I'm putting this one picture of the redesigned one on screen just so there's something for
Yeah.
these two characters are related or a redesign apparently. I don't fucking know.
It's the original
One on the
character
right is
next
the
to
redesign.
the redesign that someone tried to create to be like, this is what
Can
Concord
we-
characters need to look like.
Can we give credit, by the way, to the person who tried to? Actually, no. We'd probably best not to. Which one?
I don't want.
I
to
have-
give credit.
I have no idea. Like, it doesn't even say. It's just Google images.
Oh, okay.
I did not go out of my way to find that particular creator.
The
Yeah, don't send hate to the creator, by the way.
the
If
color
there's
theory
ever somebody
on
who would
this
watch that.
one still is not good.
There's someone
also
on
true.
Reddit who did actual redesigns that feel very in spirit with the original character designs. Theirs are pretty good.
Yeah.
But still,
Why does she
Like-
need to be borderline shirtless?
because that's what these people think the
I know-
problem of the game was.
Oh
I
no,
think
you're
it's
right.
funny.
These are the people who are making the woke list. These people think all women in games need to look like this.
Yeah.
I get
I
it.
think it's actually kind of wild when people talk about like how they want characters in video games to be sexy again.
This is
I don't think they really understand. Lara Croft was wearing a full shirt.
yeah, but Lara Croft in the new Netflix TV show has a square jaw, so that's a man.
Yeah, but she also had a square jaw in the original PS2 game because there was no other shape it could
But
be.
no, see that's the thing. That was a limitation. But now we can make characters as sexy as we want, and they're still making them square, which means that's a man.
I want to be honest though. I think women with really strong jawlines are very attractive.
Depending, but I would
I-
agree. They can be, yes.
Yeah, I think that's a very attractive trait. Is having very angular face.
I just think it's funny that people like associate that. Like, I am, male through and through, and I have the weakest jawline in history.
Yeah, loves a little round in the jawline department.
Is her head
And-
not attached to her body, or is that like a choker?
Who? What? Where?
They
Oh,
redesigned it.
it is a choker, but I see where the confusion
it
comes
reads
on.
as her head is floating
It does.
because it's too
Just
far
like
up her neck.
slightly.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be in the middle of your neck, not pushed all the way up against your fucking jaw. What the fuck?
Can confirm, worn a choker before.
Yeah, I just was like, the buckle of it I thought was like her robotic spine going up, and it was visible.
Dusty, when you said yeah in response to that, I thought you were about to just out yourself as having worn a choker yourself.
I mean, I have. I'll be honest about it.
I have not.
Who here's worn a collar? Lad, you go first.
Nope, haven't.
I can't wear a color; they're all too small, babe.
You're buying them from the wrong place then.
What? I can't just
Go
go
to
to
Spencer's,
Walmart.
you'll find some good ones there. Go to
the
the
pet
Walmart
section and get
buy
a
like
for
an
a cat.
actual,
Extra small.
get like a bulldog collar.
No. As we all know, I skipped the collar, went for the hardest. It's fine.
Went right there. Snuck away with it.
All right. Back to the wheel. It's Wulfryk. Tell us about Monster Hunter
Yay.
Yoshi.
So, the director of Final Fantasy XIV, Naoki Yoshida, otherwise known as Yoshi P, was doing one of his regular, like, he does like little comment reads when he does letter from the producer episodes. He does like little things to keep people up to date, and also to kind of see what the community's doing. And after about 2 minutes of going through comments, someone congratulated him on his appearance in the upcoming Monster Hunter title, which he was very confused until another Square Enix producer told him that fans have been sculpting his likeness in game. Here is a translated tweet from him after the fact. I haven't checked social media, but apparently they made me into a character and I look tired. I have to apologize to the Monster Hunter team for my unseemly appearance then. And it's just like a whole shitload of people have made him in-game, and he's got such deep bags under his eyes. Like, it looks weirdly like him, except it looks like he hasn't slept in like 65 hours.
Yeah.
And he's just like, yeah, sorry to the Monster Hunter people for being tired, I guess. It's a cool game, though. I told you, it was a short thing and it was a funny thing.
Sorry, I went quiet there for a second. I heard Gretel scratching at my wall, and I just pulled the curtain, like she's hiding under my curtain, and I just pulled it to the side and looked down at her. And she just stared up at me like.
I am going to drag us back to Concord, believe it or not.
Okay.
Because I forgot. Yeah, I forgot to add in what I have about it. We have numbers for sales and how much it cost. Concord
sales. It was out for like 3 days.
Yeah. How much do you think the game sold? How many copies?
2,000.
I
know I'm aiming super low.
It was on P. You know that's wrong because there were 700 people on Steam. So come on. Adding PS4. Where are we?
That's why I said 5,000.
50,000.
Yeah, I kind of just in the middle of you two. It's 25,000 is where we're thinking sales are. Most on
how much did it cost to
make? So this game was in development, and so when Sony bought Firewalk, this game caught Sony's eye, and they bought Firewalk from another publisher.
Damn. So that probably cost them a lot of money.
Yes. So they had to buy them out from the other publisher, buy the IP of Concord, and then continue to give the money for development for the next like 4 or 5 years. Altogether, it took 7 years to develop, I believe, this game.
Jeez.
The game itself cost around 200 million. Which means we can kind of do some quick math and figure out like what, Sony money and all that. Probably double that, close to 400,000 is what they paid altogether to sell 25,000 copies and close the game in 3 days. And then close the studio. They could have this game. This is the what I want to make most obvious with this. For a game to be like a success, they need to blow the amount they paid for it out of the water. Right now, they might not count buying the IP and buying the developer, because if the game does well, they can get another game out of it, or they keep updating the game and they get more and more players and that kind of thing. But even the 200,000 for the game itself they would have to sell as much as a Call of Duty or a GTA for this game to be a success, which just was never going to happen.
Yeah.
The
Nope.
moment this game
back. Sorry about
crossed
that.
100,000 million or 100 million, they probably should have been like, "Oh no, oh no, this is bad." But apparently, they crossed that line 3.5 years ago, and they just kept building it. And during
Sunk
that
cost
time,
fallacy.
yeah, during that time, Overwatch 2 was released, and a Marvel Rivals or whatever was released, and it's like, oh no, they're free now. They're free now.
I think the wildest thing about hero shooters to me has never been that like they're like all look low quality. It's the fact that a lot of the hero shooters are kind of the same as one another. They're pretty interchangeable for the most part. You kind of have to do something very unique to have a hero shooter be successful. Or you have to be the one that did being well. Actually, I think Overwatch did do something unique, but not maybe in the way that Overwatch foresaw.
Well, I see.
I think
That-
porn
that-
keeps that game alive.
And you know what? You know what game that we covered? We covered this game. Made all that possible.
Huh.
BioShock Infinite. People wanted so. I'm serious. Before BioShock Infinite, small like you and I making 3D animation was not a thing. And then people wanted porn of that lady from Infinite. And all of a sudden, Blender started getting updates and updates and updates to make this porn easier to make. That is the actual story. People wanted porn of her so bad, they made 3D modeling cheap and free for everyone. And then Overwatch comes out, and they're like, we can do it all. We can do so much tracer porn now.
Yep.
I love it. Porn. That's why Marvel Rivals is doing so good, not the porn part. But
Not the porn part.
not the porn part. I'm just gonna throw that in before you all react. But that's the reason why that one's doing so well is because it is characters people already know, and because they're
And it's
heroes,
also-
it makes sense that they're in that type of game.
I would also point out that's why Paladins is still alive, is because it does something different. It has a card system, which is pretty cool. You can literally make a loadout for your favorite character and have it genuinely affect the way that you play.
Yeah.
So like Paladins is also a card game, and I think that has affected how it's able to stay alive. I think the reason Battleborn didn't stay alive is because people just liked the characters of Overwatch more.
Battleborn wasn't a hero shooter.
Was it not? Oh
No.
no, wait, yeah, it was a MOBA.
It was
an actual.
it was a
MOBA.
third-person MOBA.
It
Yeah.
was.
So,
I had a lot of
Conquered,
fun
it was
playing
League.
fun.
Conquered.
But
Fucking
3D and
It was
third-person.
so fun.
it
You
was
just like it
Deadlock
because it had a
before Deadlock.
mushroom man.
I hope Deadlock does
I was
well.
bad.
Deadlock is very fun so far.
Yeah, I'm having fun with Deadlock.
neat.
What character do you play?
I'm so tired. Sorry.
McGinnis, I
the
like the
record.
big machine gun. Pa, 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 pa.
That's fair. Love. You play Ivy, right? Yeah.
Ivy and is it Bishop? Is that the robot? The junk robot?
Junk.
No.
I don't remember.
I don't remember its name.
Bebop.
Yeah.
Bebop. Yeah. I play primarily Vindicta
McGinnis.
because I love not being able to be punished chasing you.
McGinnis starts off pretty weak, but if you know how to get her gun to fire strong, oh my god, she also starts melting things. What you gotta do is bump up her damage. You can bump up her fire rate. You can make her reload twice as fucking fast, and you can focus. You can make it so headshots do twice as much damage. And once you get those things connecting, it's like, well, you're all dead in one mag now. You're all dead. You're all gonna die. You're all.
By the way,
doomed.
lad, what character
Huh?
did you play again?
The fire dude and the The briefcase person.
Oh yeah,
Infernus and Hitman.
it was like Ignis and Pocket.
Pocket, that was yeah.
I think the only other character I play is that one lady who has like her hands in her pockets and the robot arms shooting for her.
I forget my second and third.
I forgot her name.
I rarely play them because I usually get beginners.
I haven't played in a while, but I have a lot of fun when I do.
They're gonna be adding new characters.
They've
I'm
added
excited.
a new character.
No, there's the dude with the skull thing that we thought was like a stand-in. That's his actual design, it seems like, and he can turn into a frog. I think, I don't know. His abilities are a little weird. And then they're adding a reptile lady, who I'm excited for.
Oh, I have to try reptile lady.
I know like the Deadlock community was having some like arguments about the naming of one character because they changed one of their names.
That's the guy that I'm talking about with the skull thing. They changed his name from like
Slark or something like that.
They changed his name from John McClane to Cole McGrath. That's right. My joke was they turned a bald man into another bald man. That was the joke.
Yeah, his internal name was Slork. Everybody's really excited for Slork, and they changed his name to Fathom, and everybody's like, "No, change it back. We need Slork."
Slork.
Slork.
I need Call of Duty Phantoms.
Yeah, Fathom and Viper are the characters that are currently in testing.
Give me Call of Duty
Viper looks
Phantoms.
cool as hell. Ooh.
She is cool. The funniest thing right now is that her gun is Ivy's gun without the side magazines attached.
Silly. I also will give a shout out. Oh, it was Vindicta and Wraith, by the way, that I play. I'll give a shout out to Yamato for having the best forehead in the group. The 5 head.
When are they going to add
Jesus
Miyamoto?
Christ. Huh?
When are they going to add Miyamoto?
Shout out to Grey Talon for being able to one-shot an entire team from across the map using one bird. This does require your enemies to be stupid, but it's still very funny that he can do that.
Someone here is possessed by an owl.
Who?
Hmm?
We got 1.5. We got a response, but it wasn't the right one.
Yeah.
My kitty is making noises. I hope you heard.
Noodles on
beautiful.
Blue Sky. Let's fucking go.
Blue Sky is a great social media. I highly recommend it.
Parker, I see you.
Noodles is noodle awesome. Blue Sky. Awesome. People are getting.
So now what?
And now it's time to talk about the game. You lost it.
We can only afford
No,
so
Parker,
much
you get out of
graphics in
there.
the wall.
What are you doing? You've never once climbed in that area before.
Oh, I spelled noodle.
My cat has discovered that the walls are effectively made of cardboard, and cardboard is her favorite thing.
What was that?
Huh?
What?
Hello?
Hello?
Hmm?
Hi.
Hmm?
Why are you talking like that?
Because I was talking to my cat and you interrupted me.
You monster.
I couldn't change tone. I'm sorry.
It wouldn't let you.
Oh my god, I need this mug.
Yeah.
I just found a mug shared on Blue Sky that says, "Do what you love, and you'll and then never work a day in your life," is scratched out, and it says, "Work super hard all the time with no separation or any boundaries, and also take everything super personally."
That's true.
I need that mug. Thank you, Noodle, for sharing this. I need this mug. Another YouTuber leaving Twitter. Let's go. I might be able to leave this fucking place forever. Gatorade Fast Twitch discontinued. What?
Hey, Dusty.
Yeah.
It's fate time, right?
Yeah. I made a joke about that, and no one listened because the cats started getting it.
I mean, I was listening.
I'm sorry, my
Then
cat
what'd I
was
say?
acting up. I had to do some gentle parenting.
Then what
I don't remember. That was like 3 sentences ago. Are you kidding me?
You said I said, what you said? What's next? And I said the game, which you just lost. And then I did a high pitched laugh, but by that time, both of you were talking about your cats. So I'm just over here going, just fine to myself.
All right. So you want me to do the intro, or do you want to do it?
Yes.
All right. It's time to talk about Faith, the Unholy Trinity. It's a game about a guy with a crucifix hunting demons.
Wait. Hold on. I feel I'm lost. Where's this? This isn't in the script.
That's a different game, by the way. Fate 2005, a game from my childhood. One of the first RPGs I ever played. Possibly also shaped much of my love of RPGs growing up. A game where really it's kind of the early makings, in my opinion, of like roguelikes. How it's just kind of, you just go into the dungeon. You just go in there. It's going to be random. You're going to get weapons. You're going to get randomly generated cool-ass weapons and loot that are going to absolutely, totally not be outclassed by anything you can fish out. The balancing is very silly. There's magic, there's strength, there's dexterity. If you want to do a strength build, you probably need dexterity. If you want to do a dex build, you probably need strength. But hey, if you want to do magic, you don't need anything.
I can tell you, strength is not that important for a dexterity build. I found that out the easy way.
Oh, what kind of a dexterity build were you doing?
2 weapons. Usually they were swords.
Fair.
I had just enough strength, which was like 2 points over what you started with, to wield the weapons I needed, and then the rest was all dexterity. I couldn't get hit.
The story of this game, by the way, is very unimportant. It's very, like, there's really not much. It's just, you're in the town of Grove, there's a dungeon, go into the dungeon. That's it. There's like a big evil that's like a guy in the dungeon that's trying to like encroach on the town. Like the whole reason you're going into the dungeon is because like the monsters are getting out of hand. But like there's no real evidence that they're getting out of hand. They're just kind of like in the dungeon. They're not even super high level at the gates of the dungeon. They kind of level up as you go, you know, as a dungeon is.
Yeah,
so
it sounds
the
like
threat doesn't feel very.
It sounds like
real.
The threat is trying to get as far down into the dungeon as possible.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Did we play 2 games back to back where the story is there's a weird infinite dungeon? Go in there. Just do it.
That's true. We did do that. Yes.
We did do that.
Fate is a lot brighter of a world than Darkest Dungeon, but yes, functionally, they have a very similar story. They're both also, I would say, I would consider Fate to be a kind of roguelike in a way. It's point and click. The gameplay is you click on the monster's head. That's it. Or if you do like I did, I played a charm build, which basically means that instead of fighting the monsters, I would just summon my own monsters to beat the ever-living shit out of the other monsters. I was getting to the point where I was summoning wyverns to attack like rats and shit. It's a fun game. Probably my favorite part about the game is just how simple it is. If you have any computer, and I mean any computer, you can run Fate. It's only like $8 on Steam.
I really wanted to try to get this to run on my Windows Me machine.
Did you really?
I wanted to. I didn't, but I ran out of time, but I wanted to.
So what is your Windows Me machine? Please produce specs. I want to know.
I have no idea. It's a Windows Me machine.
That doesn't tell me much.
It definitely doesn't have a GPU in it. It's onboard graphics.
Oh, okay.
Like, this is like straight up. This was my grandma's computer for looking on the internet in the year 2000.
Damn.
It could load up email. But that's the thing. It could play Dear Avenger 3D. So surely it could run.
I'm sure there's a way you could get it to run, yeah.
It ran the big red Big Red Dog book.
I
I
remember.
forgot Clifford's name. It ran the Clifford, the Big Red Dog point and click game. Surely it would run Fate.
I remember downloading this game as a small child from a disc
As opposed
onto
to
my dial-up computer, and playing that, and then like 10 years later being like, I wonder if computers still kind of come with games, and looking up, and because like Fate was like with one of the computers that we got when I was like a kid. Like it didn't last long as that computer, but it was like one of the laptops, because my parents got me and my sister laptops, I think, for school. Not because like we needed them for school, but because we wanted laptops, and said it was for school. But we ended up having games on these computers, like things like Plants vs. Zombies, and in my case, Fate. And now I think about like all the games that I played on Windows that I never would have played otherwise, like fucking Purple Place. I will always bring up Purple Place. I genuinely would never play that game if not for the fact that it was just free on my Windows machine. I remember Wild Tangent having coins that you put a coin into the thing, and you have like a free pass to play the game. I would do that for Fate when we didn't have it on CD. I downloaded it from Wild Tangent and used coins, like Wild Tangent coins, to play for it, or to play it, which like lets you play it for like an hour a day, I think.
I played Egbert.
I just found it. It was Fate in 2005 and 6 was bundled in with HP laptops. It was a trial version.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I just found it.
You know what laptop I had as a small child then?
Yeah. So it was
my parents bought us HPs. Now I'm using MSI.
Man,
Suck grades.
Italians.
Suck
What are we doing to the Italians?
Sucking them.
Sucking.
Would you guys like my notes?
I'd rather not.
Surely, if you give them a good suck, they do the hand thing.
Oh no, not
lad.
to what you said to the suck Italians.
I need to
Sorry.
know. I need to ask
say,
an Italian.
wow, lad,
man.
saying no to his notes like that. What a monster! How could you?
Dear Italian people, let me know in the comments if you're getting a really good suck. Do you do the hand thing?
You know.
Surely they do. Come on.
I love that you didn't have to hear me say anything. I did the hand gesture when I said, you know.
Yeah. Every time I'm doing it right now. I'm doing the hand thing.
Okay, I'm gonna go over my notes real quick.
I would love to hear your notes.
So
really
my
wanna
notes for
know.
this game is titled Destiny.
Yeah, that's
I don't
good.
have very many notes for it. So here we go in order. Golly, this game is ugly. Fish
Oh,
are
yeah,
powerful.
it's pretty old.
What would happen if a Persian ate the magic fish?
That's a
Two-weapon
good
fighting. Wee. Speed is key, and fish to win. Fishing is the best.
Yeah, for small context, with the fish, if you feed a fish to your pet, they become like a monster. They turn into like, they can turn it into anything from like a griffin to a brain beast to an abomination.
To a spider.
It's pretty cool. What happens if a person eats those? Do they also turn into monsters?
They
It's
become
not
a
explained. They become a cat. Well, the dogfish turns you into a dog or a cat.
My God.
If you're a cat already.
You become the lake.
You become the lake. You become the bodies in the water
Yeah.
that you don't recognize.
But what if you do?
You die. That's the answer. You die.
Every time you bring it up, I always have to ask that. That's the joke. Every single time, like, but what if you do?
Will you become the bodies in the water?
No.
Anyways, love, go on with your notes.
That's it.
Oh, okay.
Like I said, I don't have many notes.
There's not a lot to say, but there is a lot to appreciate.
There's a lot to say. I would like to open up a conversation about a thing or two.
Yeah,
a couple things. I want to talk about this death system. I really like it.
Yeah, I actually really do too. It's one of the selling points of the game.
Yes.
I wouldn't know. I haven't died.
Wow. Go on.
Same, actually.
I die all the time because my idea of playing is I go in with my 2 underpowered axes. I miss constantly, but sometimes I hit. But because I found a gold weapon and I have $5 million, I just keep buying the.
Because anything you fish out, you immediately sell.
Yeah, and I found one. And I was like, I don't need this weapon. So I discovered what it does, and I sent it with my cat, and my cat brought me back $5 million. So now I'm fucking stacked. So now money means nothing to me anymore. So every time I die, I'm just like, yeah, pay the gold. And every single time where I don't even try to keep myself from dying because every time I go to
what
town,
it feels like to be Jeff Bezos.
Yeah, every time I go to town, I just buy a bunch of those 8-use healing things, and I have it on number 1 on keybinded to number 1. So as I'm fighting, I'm spamming that, and that's how I stay alive.
Dude, that's so based, honestly.
I'm just throwing money away.
You are living your best life in that game, and I respect it. I was like out here being like, I'm going to use magic to just never have to engage in combat, and I'm just going to wear a bunch of items that fuck my vitality to the point where I have like 3 health.
Yes. I'm constantly healing, and I promise you, I'm still finding more gold than I'm spending. My money is going up. Because I set every single level. I sent my cat to town like 4 times. he's not even fighting anymore. He's just selling shit. He's doing commerce for me.
Maybe it's just because I'm like so used to the gameplay loop of roguelikes, but I always just went back to town myself. I always had like 2 or 3 town portal books because I kept picking them up after buying one.
I used them as a quick escape. If I realize like, oh, this is really bad, like even just spamming this, I'm going to run out of my healing things. I will open up cat's inventory, open up my inventory to pause the game, use the book, and then immediately run into the portal.
You entered the portal.
And I get out of there. It's my escape. Other than that, I'm in the dungeon until I have to leave, I never leave unless I have to. My cat's doing all the buying and selling for me. It's fantastic. And I'm getting richer doing it.
Your cat's a shrewd merchant.
My cat,
how is your cat able to convince a living human breathing person
because
give them 5 million?
Everyone in town is just so honest that a cat walks up and they're like, clearly this cat found this. He deserves $5 million.
It's like the little shopping robots where people drive like the RC cars with the money and the note on it.
5 mil, please.
The 5 mil, please. The cat just throws an axe worth of 5 million gold at that one lady. She's just like, shit, fucking, this is gonna kill me financially, but I have to.
I'm never gonna financially recover from this.
Oh, I financially recovered all the time. I'm getting richer while spending money like a madman.
I want to know how these super merchants have 5 million gold to give to some kid's cat.
I don't know.
They just these merchants, like, even like, because you could sell to any of them and they give you the same amount of money. So I'm imagining like the butcher dude who just has like fishing poles, a bunch of books, and some potions. I'm just picturing, how is this guy a multi-cajillionaire? How is he like so fucking rich?
The legend of Bix Pike and Tabcat will live forever in the save. But yeah, anyway, we got sidetracked. The death system is every time you die, you get 3 choices.
The first choice is to spend experience and to fame. Just like, yeah, experience and fame, which will fuck you if you go into the negatives, like I did when I was a child, because I didn't want to spend my money. You will just never level up again.
Yeah, so you have to be careful with that. But if you do that, you're resurrected right where you were standing, same level.
Yeah.
And then the second one is you can spend gold and you'll be teleported to a nearby level, either up or down. And
it's usually up, isn't it? For you anyway?
No, it's up or down. And then the third one is, or you can leave your money where you stand and get teleported exactly 3 levels up.
Oh.
Yeah, it's those are the 3. Leave gold 3 levels up. Spend gold and you're teleported kind of around here. You could get fucked though and be sent deeper, which happened to me at the end. There's a reason. I drew maps. I have maps 1 through 13 and then 16 because the last time I played, I got sent. I was like, sure, I'll pay the gold.
You got sent to a fucking demi plane.
Yes. And then the other one is fan experience, but resurrect where you're standing. And it's interesting
really
because
cool.
Depending on what you've last died and you last used, and every single time you die, one of them stands out as a better choice. One of them is not always constantly the best choice. Sometimes you are running low on gold and you haven't spent experience in a long time. It's like, well, it'll set me back a few levels, or I'll have to do this again and level up later. But to survive, sure, I'll do it.
It's like, and then it's like sometimes it's like you died, but you just leveled up. So if you spend fame and an experience, you're just gonna go down a level.
Yeah.
In which case, that sucks really hard. You like going down a level. I don't think you actually go down a level. I think you just go into negative experience. In which case, that can really be infuriating to try and level up because you're gonna see like very little progress.
Yes. But I thought it was really interesting, that death system. I saw it a lot.
It's very cool. It's so cool, in fact, that I'm pretty sure they kept it in every sequel. There are four sequels to this game.
It's very cool, and early on it makes you think which one's best. And then I became a millionaire, and now I just spend the money every time and be sent somewhere.
There's always the possibility that you like fuck up financially by gambling or something, and then have to spend experience later on down the path. Because you're only like you're 16 levels in. Your final boss is somewhere like level 40 usually.
Yeah, I'm almost halfway.
Yeah, we for context, I don't think any of us actually went and beat the final boss guy.
No.
I know that technically the speed run of this game is like 11 minutes, I think it is. But, we were just having fun.
How?
I was fishing. I was wearing a cheese head.
How?
It's probably good luck fishing and then just free, just full
minutes?
on.
Let me look it up, actually, because I might be getting it mixed up with another game.
The reason I'm doubting that is, you could fish for the first 10 minutes and get a bunch of good shit. You still have to then find the staircases every level.
Fate speedrun in its page percent speedrun in 12 minutes and 56 seconds. That's apparently the world record from a year ago. I have no idea. I actually do want to watch this, though. It's apparently the first sub 13 minutes. 13 minutes was the thing that they were struggling to get past.
I'm booting up the game because I am on paid level 16, and I want to know how much time I have in this game. I know there's a stats page. I've looked at it before, so I just want to.
It's like when you're about to boot up your character, it tells you your time played. I'm pretty sure.
8 hours, 15 minutes, and 1 second.
How much of that time was spent fishing?
I never fished. I don't even own a fishing pole.
Oh, okay.
I got lucky. I became a millionaire. I pulled my bootstraps up.
You just found your gold in the fucking dungeon.
I found a gold tier weapon that I would never use, and it was really good, and I sold it and became a millionaire.
I think by the end of it, I had I'd sold about 15 gold weapons. I think that's where I stood. I was sitting at 500,000 gold. I was getting some shit tier golds. Yellow weapons.
That was the best, because if you remember, right before I found that, I had died after dying, so my gold that was left behind despawned. So I had 500 gold. And all of a sudden my cat walks up and is like, here's 5 million. You were poor. And I'm like, what? Oh, my
You literally won the lottery. That's effectively what you did in this game. You won the lottery. What I think would have been a really funny thing is, so I don't know, because some of the enemies have weapons, and I don't know if they are equipping the weapons that they drop, or if it is just they have those weapons and do that damage type. It would be really funny though if they were actually equipping the gold weapon that they were about to drop, because you just get absolutely fucking decimated by like some like god tier axe that you could have just never seen coming. You imagine like there's if I remember correctly a gold tier weapon that is supposed to be Sting. That's like a short sword that glows.
Oh.
And I've heard it's if I remember correctly, it's really powerful, and you can just find it at the really early levels. People have done it before. I've done it before. I had a character dual wielding it because I found 2 of them.
I dual wielded axes.
Based.
They were fun.
Yeah, lad. What was your build, by the way?
Huh?
Were you asleep?
Well, I'm sorry. You guys are just yammering on, and there's no room for anyone else to talk. So I just
all 3 of us have been talking.
But in at any point. But in. Buddy.
It's not how I operate because I was told that.
I want to know.
What is?
I want to know your build.
One-handed weapon and shield.
Oh. Sword and board.
And I have a note that specifically says, "Screw all that magic."
Do you have notes?
Spells are so cool.
Read out your notes.
The name is Foot.
What?
Yeah.
Foot.
Foot.
Number 1, the children yearn for the dungeon.
It's true.
Number 2, my cat ate a fish and turned into a spider.
Yep.
Do all children in the village go into the dungeon?
I think it's just us, unfortunately.
And then my build was one-handed club and shield and screw all that magic. That's all I got.
All right, babes.
It's your standard go down a hole, come back up, buy stuff, go down a hole, come back up, buy stuff. That's all it is.
Yes.
It's pretty fun for what
Or
it
if you
is.
just say go down a hole, buy stuff.
It's true.
I
mean, admittedly, he got the best use out of the most unique function of this game.
I'm so rich I can buy my way out of death.
I have to ask, when was the first roguelike made? I know this wasn't the first, right?
Isn't it?
But
Rogue? Isn't that why they
huh?
the genre after it?
Isn't it what?
Isn't it just called Rogue? That's why it's called Roguelite.
Oh yeah, that would make sense.
The first one is considered to be Benneth Apple Manor in 1978. I
guess an Apple Manor like doesn't roll off the tongue quite as well.
Yeah, so this is one of those things where just like how this game isn't really a roguelike, it fits a lot of the definitions that it could be considered one. That's what this is. It has a lot of the same mechanics that you can push it all the way back, and in retrospect, oh, that's the first one.
Mm-hmm. This game is technically not considered a roguelike. I don't know why not. But it's considered a dungeon crawler, which I guess is its own thing.
The name derives from the 1980 game Rogue.
Yeah, that's the one that people would say the name roguelike comes from, because it's like Rogue, literally.
Yeah.
But you can go in
like Souls
and be like, oh, the oldest one that fits this is Benneth Apple Manor.
And it's beneath Apple Manor.
I don't care.
You might be acoustic.
Beneath Apple Manor.
I don't know how to read.
You might be acoustic.
We don't use that around here.
I'm just stupid. There's nothing fancy or special about it. I'm an idiot.
Yeah, that's about right.
A person named Benneth Apple. And it's Benneth.
Good old Benneth Apple.
Benneth Apple. I don't know. It's like Benneth is the Timothy to Tim.
It's kind of funny. Somebody brought this up. Somebody like talking about the history of Souls-like games brought up that while associated with the Souls series with the 2009 debut, Another game that fits the subgenre is the first ever Monster Hunter game with a 2004 debut. That also fits all the boxes of a Souls-like. So, like, it's worth noting. I think Souls was defining the genre. The same probably is true for Rogue, defining the genre of roguelike. But there are probably games that we could retroactively assign that genre.
Yes.
You can get Rogue on Steam.
Is it actually?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna look it up. I want to know what this game looked like.
All right. So I have another question, and to this, along with this, I will send a photo and put this photo on screen. It's terrible drawings, but it's the thing I do. Well,
Are those your maps?
these are my portions of maps.
I
this is a
thought
very
about
old
doing
game.
it. Those are cool.
Wait,
It's
it's 85. Yeah. Do you think I need DOSMox to play this? I almost said DOSMox. It is not a magic card. It's not Mox Ruby.
Not according to the Steam requirement.
Oh, okay.
So these are maps that I drew because every couple minutes you forget the layout of a map and your mini map is reset. And before I became a millionaire, I couldn't afford a ton of hometown portal scrolls. So I was physically going back and forth through every level for a while. So I started drawing these maps to help me get around. And I guess
honestly, I have to. I think you were having the most fun out of all of us.
I was.
Dusty.
I actually really liked this game. My question is, what do you think of games that kind of encourage you to do this kind of thing? Like, obviously, the most common is like puzzle games. Like before this, the last game that got me to do it was Signalis, because there's just so many radio codes you have to remember that it's just like, I better just write all these down.
Honestly, I think it's cool, but also a game has to do it right, because in a case like this where, this didn't feel like a chore. This was purely something that you're like, yeah, I'm going to do this because it's for my own benefit and I'm having fun.
Yes, and to be fair, this is only like 10% of every map.
Yeah.
It's just both staircases and all the ways that they connect to each other. All the other halves that are like where the main dungeon part is, I didn't bother. Which is why
the only time it gets frustrating,
because some are just
there is a time. So there is a time where this does get frustrating, and it's when there's a map that's all corridors and nothing else.
That
gets really frustrating. Huh?
Look at map number 3. I hate.
Did you post these?
Is the worst map.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, 3 is the worst. I've seen it get worse to where like they're like spiraling out into like completely obscure directions. Did you draw these by your hand? These look really good.
Yes, I drew them. I even color coded. Red is the staircase down, blue is the staircase up.
So yeah. I actually thought about doing something like this and joining you in that effort when you told us about it initially. I ended up not doing that for two major reasons. One, I don't actually have any notebooks.
Oh, I have so many.
And two, I never backtracked. Ever. Well, okay, I did once, but that was after I hit floor, I want to say 12 or 13. And I was like, I'll go back through all the way through and just started from the beginning again to get all that XP.
Not a bad idea. I also never backtracked. Mostly because I really was never in any danger. The build that I was running, Charm, the whole point is that you can have up to 6 summons, and these summons are really powerful. I had some defense spells so I could also heal them. So it's like the enemies weren't even getting to me, let alone hitting me. The only time I ever really had to worry about getting hit was when there was a Yeti or an ogre running at my face, and I was about to get fucking shit stomped.
The enemies that would get me the most are the spiders.
Spiders, yeah, because poison's really strong against a build that's all about being up in your face.
Yes, so I'm just in the middle of these 15 spiders. I'm poisoned. So now,
even if you have a lot of vitality investment, I'm pretty sure poison is a percentage damage.
Yes.
Yeah. Fun fact.
My most common way of dying was, oh shit, I'm really poisoned. My healing is doing enough. I need to actually use an antidote. And in the time it takes me to use an antidote, I've died.
Yet you have perished.
So fun fact. I found out after I had already started working on building dexterity, so I could just use weapons with dexterity. Did you know that dexterity increases your chance to not get hit?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
So my redonk high dexterity just meant I was avoiding 75% of the attacks coming at me. And I had a helmet that did a percentage of damage back at enemies. So every time they hit me, they also hit themselves.
That's awesome. I had a blast revisiting this. The game is just as good as I remember it.
What? Fancy, are you dying?
What?
No.
No?
Are you good? You're
Sorry,
not
it
good?
was reflecting damage made me think of why you hitting yourself. Why you hitting?
Oh,
I see.
Sorry.
I have to ask, were there any monster designs that stood out to you guys?
No.
I don't remember any of them.
I liked the lizard men and the jackals. They looked really good.
I remember loving the jackals.
Kobolds fell into the same funny trap that they do in World of Warcraft, which is
Where they are not dragons.
They're canines.
They are canines, yep. Actually, there is another design that I want to bring up as something I kind of loved as a kid. The ghosts. The ghost designs were really cool to me as a kid.
Yeah.
Fair.
I am now going to go through my notes.
Yes.
So I've talked about the two things I wanted to, that being...
I didn't take any notes, so don't worry about me.
Game, okay. Yeah, I wanted to save mine until I got to talk about the two big things I want to talk about, which was the games encouraging you to write things down and the death system.
Yes.
So my notes are called Oh So Unwise, a reference to Transformers 2007, Megatron on the rooftop. I am Big Spike, and my companion is Tabcat the cat. Both of those names completely random generated. I got Tabcat, and I was like, yep, that's the name. Who gave this child an axe? And then I found out I could dual wield axes, so I typed, who gave this child 2 axes? Tabcat is a badass. I wish then I wish I could rotate things 90 degrees in the inventory. This being a fantasy game, most weapons are tall and not wide.
Oh, yeah, it's probably worth pointing out the inventory system is like Resident Evil's, where everything is like squares.
Yes.
Yeah, but you can even rotate things in Resident Evil.
Some weapons
you cannot do that in this game.
Some weapons could have taken significantly less space.
Oh, for sure.
If you just stood it up.
Especially, the Beck de Corbin is the biggest offender I can think of. Besides the sides, they just take up so much space. You can't even stack anything under their blades.
Yeah. that the worst one for me, because it would keep tricking me, is the crossbows. It takes it probably takes up like 3 of the 4 squares. So every single time I see that square, I'm like, ooh, I could fit like a potion there, and then I pull out the entire crossbow out of my pocket. It's like, god damn it.
It's always funny because of the mental image of he puts a potion there and it swaps the crossbow sticking to his hand.
Yeah. So if you have a bunch of 3 tall weapons or something, you can only fill those spaces with either single slot items like potions or gems or belts. And that's really it.
Belts are also uncommon.
Yes,
not
they
very
are.
common at all.
Yeah, it took a long time for me to get a good belt.
Yeah, I still don't have a good belt on my character.
I started having the mini map reset on me, so I decided to start screenshotting the mini maps when I discovered the whole thing. Lightshot crashes when the game is open. Very cool. And that's when I decided to start drawing them. Sending out my cat to do trade and commerce while I slay horrors beyond your imagination. uh,
I love that
yeah.
my build was the opposite. I was having the cat actively participate in the slaying of horrors beyond their imagination.
Level 3 and 4 are my least favorites. Those are the ones that are like building interiors. I hate those.
Mm-hmm.
Have yet to see a single ring or amulet of worth to me. The jump from level 6 to 7 in difficulty is insane. I died on each level maybe once, and I have died 10 times on 7 now.
Damn. Got fucked with your 7.
Yeah, 7 was a hard one. I found Amelia's Eternal Conflict worth 464,047 gold. And that's the thing, is that was before I discovered it. Mm-hmm. So it was worth 500 grand. But then I sold it and I became a millionaire. I actually discovered it. It became worth millions. I was like, oh, the reason it's called Amelia's Eternal Conflict, if I remember right, it's like it makes all your like magic stronger, but your mana is set to 0. It's like if you can get magic off, it'll fucking fuck shit up. But good luck doing that.
Wouldn't the tech really be just to equip this, cast a spell, unequip it?
Yeah.
Well, if it sets your mana to 0.
The fix I thought of would be you try your best to get that guy in town to accidentally put some gem slots in it, and then find gems that make him higher.
Oh yeah, I don't know if you can put gem slots into the yellow weapons, and even if you did, I feel like risking it for the for that would be
that would be hilarious though.
He fucking destroys it, and you're just sitting there like that. Well, there goes 400,000 gold.
Yeah, and then my last note is the one I already went over, which is now that I'm rich, it's a lot easier to survive. Just have a bunch of 8-use health charms and spam them while fighting.
Yeah, as a real strength build.
Well, see, that's
chugging their Estus during the middle of combat.
I did not have good strength. I missed most of my swings. My character build was terrible, but I'm so rich it doesn't matter anymore. I can buy my way through the game.
It's the American dream.
I pulled myself up from my bootstraps, and I got out there, and I got extremely lucky with becoming a millionaire.
It was downstairs both ways.
It was downstairs both ways.
Yeah, those are my notes. Yeah, I think it's time. Fancy. Have anything else to say?
Let me think. Yeah, I just had to keep remembering that we're playing as children going into perilous dungeons.
Yeah.
It's a little wonk. It'll buff.
Don't try to make your character hot in the creative screen. Don't do it. Don't do it.
It's true. Don't do it.
Child. Illegal. Bad.
Wee woo, wee woo, wee woo.
Wee woo, wee woo.
So is that all you wanted to say?
That's all I got.
All right. Then in that case, I think it's time to rate this game. Eelayne, this being your game, I would like you to rate it first.
I'm giving it a solid. Honestly, it's a childhood game. I'm giving it a fucking 10.
Okay, 10.
It's a fucking 10. I love this game so much.
I want to point out that there are other games that you have denied 10s on not being perfect. But I love
No,
that
this
for
is-
this game.
this game's great. It's a game from my childhood. I love it. I love everything about this game.
I would like to point out that last episode, I had to get her to bump up SLRPG because it was a 9.98.
Yeah,
was like,
this
just
game is
make
better
it a
than
10.
SLRPG, huh?
Just make it a 10.
Yeah. Well, it's like I just don't feel right saying anything's perfect, but I know it's because given that it is just simply my opinion, it makes it feel better. It's just, I don't like the idea of anybody wanting to strive for perfection. It's just an insanely impossible goal to reach. But Fate is perfection. It's fucking great. This game is amazing. I love it. Don't strive for perfection. Accidentally backflip into it. That's what everybody does.
Fancy. What do you rate Fate?
Let me think. I gave Dead Cells a 10, right?
You gave Dead Cells a 10.
Okay. What did I give in the 6 category?
Dark Souls.
Okay.
Undertale.
Okay.
Those are your 6s. Oh, 6.5 is No Room in Hell.
Yeah, I'll put it at a 6.
A 6.
Wow.
That's
The fact for me that No More Room in Hell is higher than Undertale and Dark Souls for you is
I think that this just means that Lad prefers a more active role in his games.
I do.
I think that that's all it is. And I can respect that. This is not a very active role game.
Are you saying
You are doing things,
Are
but
you
you are
saying-
just basically clicking.
Are you saying you didn't have an active role in Black, a game that you gave a 2?
I wish I
an
didn't
active
have
role
it.
in that game. Are you kidding me? The people who did the most active things in that game were the writers, not the writers, the actors.
The most active person in that game is the guy who is interrogating you through the story.
My character might as well
Lip
been half
syncing to somebody
paralyzed.
else speaking. Huh?
My character in Black might as well have been half paralyzed for all the good anything did.
Well, he runs about like he's paralyzed in at least one leg.
Wulfryk, what would you rate Fate?
What do I have an 8?
In 8, you have Infamous Second Son, Undertale, Forgive Me Father. 8.5 is a Metro 2033. And yeah, those are your 8-ishes.
What's in my 9s?
Your 9s, Final Fantasy Tactics Advanced. What a fucking joke. Into the Breach. I'm sorry. No, those are your 9s.
Do I have any 10s?
SLRPG.
Fair. Honestly, I'm gonna put this game at like. I'm gonna put it at a 9. I could see myself going back to play this game the way I play Into the Breach.
I literally plan to play more right after this. So I
I'm
have it
doing
like
web
booted up on
searching
Steam.
after this.
I'm going to give this game a 7. It's good. I like it. I'm going to play more of it. But I too, not that I like more of an active role. I just like more of like an action-packed game. I like seeing some interesting, cool things. I like seeing cars do burnouts and running from the police and shit. I can't put it on even the same level as Need for Speed Most Wanted. I gotta put it at a 7.
This game for me is like Diablo's grandpa.
Which
Kinda is.
What?
Huh?
This game is like Diablo's grandpa.
Yeah,
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
Diablo 2. Yeah.
That me putting it at a 7 though puts it with SLRPG, No Room in Hell, Metro 33, Undertale, I think they fit in those that category based on how I've rated those games as well.
The fact that all of those games are in the same category is wild.
They're all 7 to me, baby.
You have a lot of 7s, don't you?
7. No, those are the 7s. I have a
Oh,
lot.
okay.
You want to know what I have a lot of? 4s, because I recommend shit games.
What is my most prevalent number?
I'm not going to tell you that because that's a trivia question. You got to think of that yourself. Fuck you.
Man, I can't remember what I rate a game the day I rate it. I'm not going to be able to get...
Fine, I'll tell you, and you can try to remember it. What was your most?
Can I guess it?
Sure.
8.
So here's the problem with you: is you like to put a lot of decimals. There's very few numbers you have more than 2 of, because you have such specific.
Yeah.
You cause trouble, love.
I cause trouble. That's true. My cat is exactly like me, which is why one of us is going to die, and it's not going to be me. Joke.
But a 7, a 10, a 6, and a 9. That means the overall rating on this podcast is an 8. It is an 8 out of 10, which I think is a respectable little rating it got.
I agree.
Which puts it on the same level as God of War 2018.
No.
Father. What?
No.
It's an 8. I don't know what to tell you.
It's that old game kind of good, you know?
Yeah.
Good for different reasons.
2018's not old.
It put it on Dead Cells.
No, I'm not talking about God of War. God of War I've never played, actually.
Yes.
So I can't speak to God of War.
That one.
Dead Cells,
Yeah, no.
SlarPG. These are
Dead
all in the
Cells
8s.
is way better.
Yeah.
All collecting dust 8s.
That feels fair. I want to point out that none of those games are ones I've suggested.
Nope.
Love has never suggested a good game. I'm joking.
Hold on. Bayonetta got a 7, which is okay. Metro got a 7. You recommend 7s, my God.
I do recommend 7.
Final Fantasy X got a 6. Doom got a 7. Into the Breach got a 9.
Oh, yeah, that's fair. That's a good
That
game.
raise your average.
Yeah.
Of recommended games, the person who recommends the best average rating is going to be Eelayne with a 7.75.
I kind of figured because I recommend a lot of games that are on Steam. I don't like using emulators. And I also recommend games that I personally liked.
This is a backlog podcast. I'm recommending games I've never fucking played in my life. Which is why I keep recommending shit.
I use this podcast as a way to get you guys to play games that I liked growing up and that I just want to play again.
So I'm really bad at actually keeping track of a backlog on account of, again,
write it down.
If I haven't played a game, I won't remember it.
Write it down.
That's too much work. Anywho, so when it comes down to my time to suggest, I tend to panic a little because I'll get an idea and then 2 weeks later I won't have that idea anymore.
Yeah.
Do you not have a note app in your phone?
I do, but I use it for other more important things like character sheets and naming these notes funny things.
What's wrong? Do you not have a phone?
All my notes are on my desktop. They're not even in folders or anything. They're just somewhere on my desktop. There's just folders on my desktop. I'm sorry about interrupting you guys.
No, you're good. So what are you thinking of recommending?
Yeah, so speaking of me recommending fairly mid titles, I am going to be recommending a game from my childhood on the PS2.
PS2.
This was the racing game that I played the most because I actually owned this one. It's called Rumble Racing. It's somewhere between track racing in actual cars and power-ups like a kart racer.
Okay. This is starting to sound like a Monster Jam game.
The cars start out really normal and then progressively become more whack the further you go. My favorite car is a car that you don't get until quite a few races in, and it has the engine in the back.
I'm going to recommend Shirok one time.
Also, if you get to the end, you get a super speed star police cruiser.
Rumble Racing. All right. We will play that. That episode will be up on November 23rd will be when that episode of Rumble Racing will be up. Oh. I'm proud of all of us. We didn't talk about the election. Hooray. Good job, everyone.
It sure was a thing.
Are we not recording anymore?
We're still recording. I was just saying good job. We barely touched it. We glanced at one point. It nicked us, but we're good.
Yeah. Never lose joke.
Yo,
I just saw a picture of that car.
That classic EA Games logo. Let's go.
Yeah.
So you do know that that's like based on a real thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Just making sure. I want the RV.
Yeah, that RV looks sick as fuck.
Yo.
Is that a DeLorean on the left?
No, that's like a Ranchero or an El Camino with rockets in the bed.
Oh,
I was gonna say, yeah,
this
is an El Camino with like a rocket in the back of it.
It's very hard to make out since it's like half faded.
I believe that one is called Redneck Rocket.
Yeah, it would make sense.
It says Darwin's Auto Body on the side of it.
Dusty's most recent activity is playing Fate 33 minutes ago. Just a reminder.
I hopped in and played a little more right before the podcast. I didn't have to, but I did because I actually was
Interceptor.
I actually liked the game.
Interceptor's the police one I was telling you about.
Yeah. All right. Rumble Racing next time.
Oh my god!
What the heck is that thing?
It's Vortex.
That looks like a early 2000s Hot Wheel.
It does.
Yeah,
it does.
Did I not say the cars get more whack?
I'm looking forward to this. Actually, I was tentative because I don't usually like racing games that much. I'm looking forward to this.
All right,
like an arcade.
I got a great idea. You know how F1 cars can generate their own like downforce? Well, this car can't. So we're gonna put a jet engine that sucks it to the ground.
This one just looks like classic Jeff
Gordon. Does somebody ever do the math on how much force an F1 car needs?
What do you mean?
I'm talking about like, I'm not talking about like real ones. I'm talking about like the arcade game, like how fast they actually go.
Oh, F-Zero?
F-Zero.
What?
It's Cataclysm.
What, a cat?
Yeah. It's Cataclysm.
Again,
does it have human teeth? Why does it have normal human teeth?
This is an early car, by the way.
This looks like the Rambler Hot Wheel, but with a cat skin on it.
Yeah, it's an early one. Anyway, just above these pictures, I did post the ROM download. It's like 500 megabytes.
Hell yeah!
I'm looking forward to it, man.
Anyway, probably someone has had to have done like the math. The truth is, like our current F1 cars, people are like scientists are speculating that it's really hard to test, but we think our current ones that we race right now are strong enough that they would, at full speed, would be able to drive upside down.
Oh,
yeah,
Hot Wheels for reals.
Like our F1 cars actually generate so much downforce that once they get to high speed, they could go up like a smooth wall and like a Speed Racer go upside down and just stay there because they're generating so much at.
Hey, are we done recording?
No, we're not. We're talking about racing now.
Well, I was
Look what you did.
just asking so I could see about readjusting my microphone, but I will wait.
Do it. All right. Well, we'll end it here. Rumble Racing 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Slancheva.
Then that will be the second to last episode. We got one more after that. It is official. I get the last game. It's mine. I recommend it. What will it be?
What's your fucking podcast?
Another racing game. Well, no, that's just how it ended up.
Oh.
That wasn't the plan. If you remember, the plan was originally supposed to end it like 3 episodes ago, and then we realized actually we'll push it back, and then we'll take December off.
Yeah.
All right. I
Okay.
never know how to end a podcast. I'm not professional.
Don't die.
Tell your mom you love her.